David Courier back with you up in the broadcast booth. As you've been kind of seeing on the side panel, don't forget, fans, tomorrow is the last day to bid on game-worn Austin Bruins top prospects jerseys. 6 different Bruins, 2 different teams. Luke Mulcazian, Ludwig Melgren, Jackson Riley, all played on the Central Division team. The 3 goal scorers for that Central Division team. There were 4 goals scored. Only 3 of them scored even strength. The last one an empty netter. That was scored by, I believe that was Ian Spencer for the Minot Minotauros. Then for the gold selects, you can bid on Carl Axelson, Ryan Lund, and Evan Mulcazian. Again, that's available until tomorrow over at Dash. 30 seconds in, already going back and forth between these 2 teams, tied up at 1 apiece. Connor Beckwith loses it to the circle. Day up for Riley. Gavin Aruza, Tyler Geyer, the 2 goal scorers for each teams here tonight. Banked out to Samuelson at the red line. He'll send it right back. Damian Slavic out of Slovakia. In net for the Norsemen. Made a couple of good saves that first period. Only 7 shots on goal for either team. Svantesson, blue line, cuts to the right. Now back to the circle, feeds it out. Haruza, shot off the backside of Haruza. Another shot saved by Slavic. Svantesson passed it to Haruza, who just was offhand. Not the best opportunity there, but a good look there by the Bruins. Lund almost brought it out. He'll backhand it in deep for Svantesson. Haruza behind the net. Up to the half wall for Reynolds. They'll switch spots. Reynolds puts the brakes on in the corner. Samuelson, rink wide up to the point. Lund throws one wide of the net. All the way up to the half wall. Reynolds, and banked out by the Norsemen. Sent in deep for Slavic. Banked out of the reach, turned over. Paddington has Haruza, left circle. Haruza looking, tries to center it back to Paddington, but stopped. Feeds it back up to Lorenza, just shy of the point. Down low the tip, it's in! E.J. Paddington finally gets his goal and puts the Bruins up early on in period number 2. A beautiful passing play. And that's what had worked so well early in the year with this line. Paddington was always set up in front, would get the tip-ins, help create some opportunities.
Scoring for your Austin Bruins, number 9, E.J. Paddington. The assist by number 19, Alex Lorenza. Paddington from Lorenza, time of the goal, 1:58 of the second.
Mulcazian tries it again with Paddington. The tip closed up by Slavic. Lorenza now fighting for it on the end wall, or rather Williams. Williams spins and fires into the leg of Runso. Runso also on top prospects, gold selects. So it had been teammates with Axelson, Evan Mulcazian, and Ryan Lund this week. And that's the beauty of top prospects. As a nice through the legs pass pulled in by Slavic. That's the beauty of top prospects, is you have these guys who are battling all season long. They're rivals all year long. And then when you come back or come to top prospects, you have to be equal. You're teammates. You learn to like each other. You learn to mesh with each other. And then once you go back to it, you have games like this where you're back to being rivals again. Up to the line. Lund takes a drive, and it's saved by Slavic. Luke Mulcahy, or rather E.J. Paddington, his 18th goal of the year. Had been on 4-game point drought. 2 assists on the 7th against St. Cloud. Last goal came all the way back on January the 25th versus Aberdeen. So Paddington finally gets the goal. Your official Serve Pro scorers, now it's 2-1. Of course, my internet deciding it doesn't want to work here today. Alex Lorenza gets the assist on E.J. Paddington's goal. Lorenza from Paddington here in the first period, your Serve Pro scores. Over to the near side wall, dumped in deep. Gallivan to bring it out. Gabe Gallivan has some time and space. Shot. Axelson scoops it up and covers with 16:24 left to go. So off that assist from Alex Lorenza, 67 points for him. Just 3 points away from tying Austin Solani's goal, or rather record, of 70 points in a single season set last year. Easily doable for Lorenza. He's been, again, what an incredible season for him. Coming to town and need a place to stay? Well, make your stay in Spamtown unforgettable at the DoubleTree by Hilton, the official hotel provider of your Austin Bruins. Enjoy comfort, convenience, and style while supporting your favorite team. The DoubleTree by Hilton, the official hotel provider of your Bruins. Skipping puck, almost gets by Axelson. Lost track of it, had the glove there just in case, but he definitely did not see that one coming in. Blue misplays, lips it to the left. Cherry throws one to the end wall. Kyle Miller looking to his right as Hudson Blue flips it over the glove of Elbert and in deep. And a hit off puck sends Evan Malkasian toppling down. That was from Bronson Hunt. Now up the right wing, Evan Malkasian, rink wide out of the reach of Lipset. Bank back for Runso. The defenseman passes it to Sam Harris. And now Elbert recovers off the glass and in deep. They're going to say icing waved off. Samuelson, the first forward there. Someone lost a stick. That must have been a while ago. It's behind the net. Offside on the Norsemen, even though the linesman took quite the hit there in the process. Took it like a champ, Wyatt Corrigan. Sam Crane now. Gathered by Wishart, pulls up, goes back to the half wall. Runso now, rink wide to the left point. Shot, stopped. Shot through the crease that time. Another good opportunity. Runso has it tipped wide. Mason Grinnell had an assist in that first game as an affiliate, all the way back on the 7th on the power play. Thrown on net, that met by the post and a bit of Carl Axelson, and bumps its way all the way back into the Norseman end. 5.5 gone by here in period number 2. A 2-1 game thanks to the tip-in from E.J. Paddington. Andrew Lang has it, goes rink wide to Luke Malkasian, was all alone. Tries to get it in, but met the stick of the defenseman Harris. Luke Malkasian, a sure sniper as there ever been one. Able to find that open bit of net if he can. Had a goal. Well, it was never called a goal. It was waved off as they thought he tossed it in. Now Malkasian chasing after it. Dives after it, but Gallivan the first one there. It would have been a 2-on-1 with Lorenza. Those two were the ones who combined for that goal. Almost was a 4-0 game for the Bruins. Again, they waved it off, saying he threw it in with his hand as Chris Sartz plays it back. In deep for Andrew Lang, takes the hip check. Urich slowed down by Luke Malkasian. Paddington there with some help, and now Ryder Reynolds. Bruins defense, the forwards have definitely been playing a bit more defensive than we typically see, and they've been swarming quite well. Or at least this period they have. Blue in the corner, spins back down towards the corner. A bit of a tink on the pole, or the post rather. Here's Mason LaBelle. He's been quiet against the Bruins as of late. Luke Malkasian with the pickpocket. Looking rink wide. Still keeping it on. Tries to backhand it in. Lorenza offside with 12:55 left to go. Bruins are back home next weekend for a 2-game series against the Bismarck Bobcats. Tickets for that can be found at tickets.austinbruins.com. That's February the 28th, March 1st, a two-game series. First time that the Bobcats have been back to Riverside since early November, when the Bruins handed them their first regulation loss and then took a third point with the shootout loss the following day. Bobcats, of course, have kind of bounced back. A couple more losses since then, including a weekend sweep, or being swept last weekend by the Minot Minotauros, and we had a puck. Nobody knew where it went, so it leads to the whistle. But I've said it so many times this year. Why am I stumbling tonight? Tickets.austinbruins.com. While we're at it, quick happy anniversary. Our cameraman, Pat Lang, and billet coordinator, Kim Lang. 17 wonderful years for Kim and Pat, and they do so much for this Bruins organization. Happy anniversary to them. To the wall, Jackson Riley up to the point. Elbert snaps his stick in two. Now he's skating back. The Norsemen trying to take advantage of it, but Elbert uses his hands to stop him. He'll head to the bench as Lund will hop on. Skipped into the near side corner. Williams looking to bring it out, or Lund rather. Williams had it, then Lund. Day has to hold up to get Riley on side, has his pocket picked in the process. Sam Crane into the ankle of Lund. Bruins have been getting in the way, taking away a lot of those shooting lanes. Axelson's been doing the rest. Still a solid defense in front of Axelson here tonight. Beckwith all alone up the middle, taps it between Runtso and Harris. The Norsemen looking to bring it right back out. Grinnell pulls up so Karch can get on side. Lipsett takes it away. To his right, Beckwith. Beckwith looking, holding, shot, save, cleanup, it's in! Xander Lipsett again! The initial save made with the kick pad of Slavik. It rolled to the near post. No one knew where it was. Lipsett was diving out to make sure he could poke it in. It almost went wide, but instead it's a 2-goal lead for the Bruins.